Hey everybody, today we've got a strength and core exercise for you. The only setup you'll need is a mat and a couple of chairs or some sort of raised surface. I use mine up against the wall to make sure that they don't slide, and then you're good to go. Good afternoon everybody, this is Derek with Superhero Fitness. We're going to get right into a 35-minute workout, mostly upper body focus with a little bit of core and legs built in. We're going to be doing 9 minutes for our first set, and then we'll have a little break afterwards. So starting with our warm-up, we're going to start with standing side reaches. So for this one, we're just going to reach up and overhead, over to the side, alternating between the two. One end reaches up long and over. It might even come up onto your tiptoes. Your hip sends the opposite way. We're going to do 20 seconds of each, switching through our warm-up exercises. Now, if you haven't already, there's a playlist in the comments below and in the description that I'll have linked up for that. Next up, standing cat-cow. You're going to round through your shoulders, reach forward, push your spine away, and then pull your elbows together, open up your palms, wide chest. Again, reach forward like you're diving, and then pull back. Next up, arms stay high. We're going to go side wide as we just step and tap side to side. A little bit of bounce, a little bit of shake through everything that we do here. Again, side to side. And tall. Now knee comes up towards your elbow, and I want your knee to get up as high as it can. Maybe your elbow even goes to the outside of your knee. Maybe you twist in just a little bit. And today's focus is going to be on push-ups and on dips. So we're going to spend a little extra time talking about those two exercises when we get going. Next up, make yourself over to your wall. You're going to come here and just do wall push-ups. And just nice and easy, your shoulders pull down your back, pressing the floor away. We're going to repeat all those one more time. Standing side reach, reach up and overhead. This time, point your toe as you go otherwise. So I'm on one leg, the other leg is just supporting and getting a little extra reach through my ankle. So go side to side. Standing cat-cow is next. Again, we're going to reach with the arms, dive over like you're grabbing a big ball, pull back. Pretty quick transitions to everything that we're doing today. The actual work we're going to be doing in each exercise is only going to be a little bit longer than even what we're doing right now. Standing side to side step. Alternate your arms, change which one goes over the top each time. Maybe your hands hug and even flap the back just a little bit there. And marching twist, elbow to the outside, foot to top. There's two more, and then we're going to get pretty much immediately right into our next set of exercises. I'll demonstrate everything the first time, and then I'll give reminders as we go. Last one, wall push-ups, just coming straight to the wall. And again, get as close as you can. Sometimes, especially on wall push-ups, I'll turn my head to the side, let your elbows pull in slightly. Alright, now for our first set, we're going to be starting with push-ups. Now I want you to do whatever best set of push-ups you can do for 30 seconds. And if you can't make it the whole way, you're going to take it down just one notch. So if the wall push-ups felt like plenty, just go ahead and stay there. If you have two chairs, a stool, or something like that, of course, set up. I use mine against the wall so they don't slide. I can come here, chest comes down to about level with my hands, push back up. From there you can go down onto your knees, or onto a shorter surface is preferred, the closer down to the ground you can get, maybe even on blocks. On your knees, or of course full regular push-ups, or even, again, if you need even more, hand release push-ups so your hands come off the ground. We're going to be doing 30 seconds of each. After that is pretty straightforward. We're going to use squats. You've got your chairs here in case you need a little balance support. Next up will be reverse shrugs. We're going to go hands on the chairs. Arms stay straight the entire time. I'm going to pull my hips past my wrist just a little bit, and I'm going to let my shoulders sink down, push the floor away. I can use this on the ground, on blocks, or any raised surface, but I want to keep my elbows straight the whole leg to extension. I'm going to lift my knee up in front of me, send it back as a go-to, as it's called in yoga, Warrior 3. Lift back, arms can come up, or they can just stay with your chest. You can even use the chair to help you lift that back heel higher, so you're going to work more on the standing hamstring. We're just going to alternate legs on that one as we go. All right, we're going to get started here in about 5 seconds. We're going to start again with push-ups, 30 seconds of everything, 15 seconds in between each exercise. Let's get it going. Your best push-ups for 30, and start. Now what this means is, again, we want whatever is going to get you close to about where your wrists are with your chest, because it's more important to be able to get full range of motion in whatever exercise you're on, rather than doing poor form on the harder version. Take your time, focus on the down, go slow down to the floor with control, not just falling, and then push back up. Your core is tight, your belly pushes up. Good, just like that one's done. Cool, next up we're going to be moving on to squats. A little bit of time in between each. When you hear the next sound is when we'll go again. Regular squats, feet shoulder width apart, and go. Hips come down, lift back up. Keep your chest relatively tall. First thing I want to think about is my hips sitting back. Come low and lift. Knees are pushing out away from each other the whole time. Your glutes are engaged. Spine stays long. Okay, next up, we're going to be going again into reverse shrugs. So when you go hands on the seat of whatever thing you're using, hips go past your hands, arms stay straight. It's going to be a big tendency to bend your elbows. Just keep them straight. Dip down, push the floor away. You want to get your arms as far away from you as you can, your hands below your seat. If you have freakishly long arms like I do, you can actually do this one on the floor with no equipment at all. But it's only because my arms are like 4 inches longer than I am tall. It's pretty funny. Keep pushing. Make it a little easy. You can take the feet flat, use a little bit more of your legs. Okay. And then again, knee lift to extension. We're going to do these 4 exercises 3 times total. And it's important to always pace yourself. Find what you're working at today. If you got a little bit more, pull it on out. If you need a little bit less, that's a great option to go with too. Knee up, kick your heel back, extend through your body. So my torso stays in a straight line the whole way through. I'm not bending at my core, my center, just my hips. I forgot to switch legs, so I'm going to switch legs now. I'm just going to do the other side. Otherwise, if you were listening and you did it properly, you're going to switch legs each time. Start to lose your balance, use your chair. Perfect. 1 round complete. Next up, we're going back to push-ups. If you made it all the way through, try it again on that same set. Set yourself in position, fingers wide, grip the floor with your fingertips, and push it up. Core is still tight. Good. And whew. Next up, again, squats. If it's bothering your knees or you find your knees wavering a lot, try your feet out a little bit wider. Otherwise, the feet stay straight forward. Keep yourself focused. Let your thoughts be right here. Breathe with your motions. It's almost like I'm breathing the floor away. Okay. We're exactly halfway through the first set. Reverse shrugs. We're going to come again here. Then you're like, Derek, I want a little bit less. You're going to bend the knees, let your feet be flat. and don't go quite as far. Or if you're the opposite, you want a little bit harder, bring one leg up, and you're gonna do the same lower and lifting. Yeah, see there, even when I was talking, try to bend my elbows. And keep it tall and strong. Relax down, lift on up. You're holding one leg up, switch sides. If you really want to bend the elbows, don't worry, that's in our last set of the day. Come on. Knee lift to extension. With this one, you're going to have the chair for extra balance. If you want less balance, take your arms maybe overhead. You can hold them at the sides. Any orientation is fine, but the overhead is definitely going to be the most challenging. Knee comes up, lift forward. Straight, strong base leg. Switch legs each time. Losing your balance is great. You want to get to that line where you're uncomfortable with your balance, you're shaking, you're wobbling a little bit. And that's how you know your balance is going to be getting stronger when you're fighting through that. My legs hug, your legs should all hug to the bone. Squeeze in center. Okay, one more round. Again, push-ups, fight for this one. Grit in, just 30 more seconds as we go through. Get in position, grip the floor, pull your armpits in, squeeze your butt, and push. All the way down. As you start getting tired, you might try to start cheating and only go about halfway or 3/4, but I want you all the way down and lift back up. Push to the hardest part of the push-up. There we go. Push-ups are complete for today. At least I'm not going to make you do any more push-ups today. What you do in your own time, that's your own business. But squats are next. Feet forward, 90, yeah, you got the drill. Let's squat it down. You can do whatever you want with the arms. If you got like a beat that's really going, you might just raise the roof a little bit. You can swing it side to side. But I want those knees to be stable. Everything else can do what it wants. Maybe a little bit faster for the last few. Let's get the heart rate up. Push the floor away, keep the feet flat. Stand and squeeze. Okay, reverse shrugs. Again, hands are going to the benches. Couple seconds to breathe. Straight arms. Hips out in front, always hips just in front of your wrists. Down, push. Lift up as high as you can. Get those shoulders down your spine. Okay, done. Knee lift to extension. One more time. And go. Knee up. Squeeze the strap and engage the bottom leg, the base leg, as much as possible. You want that knee razor sharp to the point where your quads and your glutes might feel like they explode. Last exercise. See if you can push through a little bit faster. Even if that challenges your balance just a little bit more. Okay, last time. We're going to take a quick water break and then we'll be right back and we're going to get into a little bit of cardio core. See you in a minute. Welcome back. Next round, we're gonna do 6 minutes total, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Pretty quick transition, so we're gonna go pretty aggressive. Next up, first up rather, we're gonna go squat to pivot, and you're gonna go back to the right, to the left, squatting each time you turn in that. So we'll go one left, come back to center, to the right, back to center. After that, we're gonna come down onto the right arm. We're gonna keep the right knee bent on the ground, reach up tall, knee to your elbow or just past your elbow, and extend. Crunches on just the right side. Then onto our backs for flutter kicks. Feet stay low. You want to keep your core pressing out in all directions, keeping your back as flat against the ground as you can. Point your toes and flutter. Hands come under through your hips for a little back support if you've got a large back arch. And then finally we'll go onto the left side for plank crunches, again on the other. So again, we're going to do 3 times through, quick transitions, pretty intense overall. We're going to get started in just a couple seconds. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Squat, pivot, squat, pivot. Just 20 seconds at a time. We're already about halfway there. If you like this one, you can also take a little more aggressive by hopping side to side instead. 1 and down. Right arm down, right knee down, or again, if you want more heat, keep the right leg lifted so you're on the side of the foot. Yep. Knee to elbow, crunch it in, re-extend. One, down. Onto our seats, lay on back. Your shoulders can stay down. Unless you really want to make it harder, you're gonna lift it up. Hands underneath your hips, point your toes, and flutter. Just about half a distance. Core is engaged. Try to keep the back flat against the ground. I'm pushing out in each direction of my core. Time. Okay, left side. Left arm's down, left knee bent, lifting up our hips. Good. Knee past your elbow and extend. You can, here, keep your toe pointed as well. It's going to engage the calf a little bit more, get your shin going. Alright. Oh, round 1. And next up, squat and pivot. You're going to do the hopping version, go and follow along here. It's going to be a squat, hop 90 degrees, hop or step 90 degrees. Either one is just fine. Low impact is a great option, always, especially if you're nursing anything or just your knees and joints just don't quite feel like it today. 5, 3, 2, 1. Time. Right arm down, side plank, crunch. All right, arm up, knee to elbow. Keep your hips high. They're gonna wanna sag as we get more and more tired. Okay, onto our back, flutter kicks. Hands underneath your hips for back support. You can also grab the sides of your yoga mat, or if you have a mat on the ground beneath you. By pulling here, engaging the shoulders a little bit more, creating more tension, more irradiation through the body. Switch, left side down. Legs straight, hips high, lift up your chest so that the shoulder's not collapsing. Up and go. I don't care how many reps you do, it's most important that you're here with me right now. You're sweating through, you're stumbling a little bit. Every rep, every step makes a difference. Take it one at a time with quality and control. Good, one more round through. Just about another minute and a half of work. Squat and pivot. Squat down, pivot 180, squat down, rolling the ball of my foot side to side. 10 more seconds. 5. Get one more in the middle. Perfect. Great, right side down. Hips lift up, hands overhead, knee to elbow. Adjust it a bit. If your foot ever goes off the edge of the mat, it'll slide pretty quick, at least in my experience. Good. 2 more exercises. Flutter kicks is next. Take a deep breath and ground in. Push your belly out and flutter. If you want a little bit more to finish it out, lift your shoulders up. Maybe even lift your hands into a hollow body as you continue to quick kick your legs. Okay, left side, final one. Get your shoulder right underneath your elbow right underneath your shoulder. Palm is flat, push it up, knee to elbow. Point your toes. Breathe through, you're almost there. This is it. Last 15. 2. All right, round number 2, complete. We're gonna go in for one more strength training exercises. For now, go get a water break. If you want an extra water break, just pause the video on the next screen. We'll see you in a moment. First up, we're going to be using the chairs. We're going to be doing dips. Again, hips just forward of the wrists. You're going to bend the elbows this time, lower down, lift back up. You can have either the palms face out or palms facing towards you. I recommend personally for your shoulders, palms facing left and right. Again, bend your elbows, come down, lift back up. After that, we're going to be going into wide squats. So feet out to about 45 degrees, wider than your hips. Squatting down, lifting back up. Coming back to the chairs for plunge leans. Fingers are out just slightly, armpits pulled in. You're going to lean past your wrist, come up on your tippy toes, or just past your wrist and pull forward. You should feel a stretch to the front of your shoulders and the sides. It can also be done on the floor, as I'll be showing that variation as we go. Last one is we're going to be doing deadlifts. So we're going to face in, hands come down, lift back up, and so on. Okay, let's get the timer started, and we'll go. Alright. Starting with dips, hands on the chairs, hips forward, lower yourself down, bend the elbows, press back up. Let your chest be strong. Let your arms do the pushing. Your legs are just helping. And if you need more, put the toes up, heels down. Lower down, lift back up. Okay. And up. 15 seconds in between. We're going to go into wide squats. We're going to feet out to about 45 degrees. Knees are going to push out, engage your glutes primarily on this exercise. As tall, lower down. Synchronize your breaths with your motion. down. As you come down too, I want you to push your knees out to the sides. Each time, so that way we engage the glutes even more. Got it. One sec. Okay. Next up, plunge leans. Again, you can do them here where my fingers are going to be turned out just slightly, and I'm going to go forward. Or you can come down here on the knees. Same idea. And you're going to roll past your wrist and hold. Do it in little bursts of like 3 or 4 seconds, and then pull back. Armpits are engaged the whole time. Squeeze the side bodies in. Almost like you're pulling the arms closer to your body. If that's still not enough, walk your knees even closer, go even further. If this is sensitive on your wrist, don't go quite as far. Most challenging version, you're going to go up onto your toes. Lean forward past your plank, and pull back. Next up, we're going to come back up for deadlifts. No weight needed on this one, we're just going to do body weight, both feet, or single leg deadlifts if you already know it and you already love it well. Palms in towards, facing towards the legs, squeeze your glutes, send your hips back, but keep your spine long. If you're looking at the wall straight in front of you, especially when you're at the lowest point, adjust your neck so that your neck stays in line with your spine. Your neck is part of your spine. Come down, keep your head over your face, past your toes. Okay. Alright, already one round complete. We're going to go back to dips. Use your legs as much as you need to power through. But we really want those triceps burning on this exercise. Hips forward, lower down, lift back up. Just like in your other exercise, if you still want more, lift one of your toes up. If you can somehow lift both of your toes up, that would be really amazing. I'm in this position with you recently. Okay. Almost there. Wide squats are next. Chest stays up tall, keep long. Push out the core so you're braced. Even when we're just using our legs, we still want a stable core as we work through. Unless we're dancing, like you've got a good song going on, you can kind of bounce it through. One day when we're all rich and famous, then we can have like YouTube rights to be able to play music while we're going. Knees press wide. Bring it down, lift. Get a little bit lower. Hold the last little bit, bring it slow. Hold low. Good. And we're going to go on to our plunge leans. And palms just slightly out. Spread your fingers as we go. Think like you're doing a plank and you're going to push yourself forward. So your feet are going to be a little bit closer. But it's called a plunge. It's going to be good for your shoulders, your lats, armpits. Take it just one little thrust at a time on your own time. And if you really want to challenge, just hold forward. Last one, back up for deadlifts. If you definitely wanted some more, think again, single leg motion. Palms should be tracing your legs the whole time. Spine should be long and engaged, armpits in. Your hamstring should be the boss here. It'll tell you when you've gone low enough based on your own flexibility without lowering through your spine. So you don't want to round through the back to get deeper. It's not about how deep you get, but about challenging your range of motion with a straight, strong leg up to the top. Engage your leg as much as possible. Okay. All right, last one more time. We're going to go into our dips. Knowing it's your last round, I want you to challenge yourself. Find as much energy, as many reps as possible with clean, strong form. Push the floor away. Dig into your heart, dig into your soul. Breathe it out. I wasn't sure I was going to make through that one. It felt like an eternity. So, now go ahead and squat. Feet out to either side. And let's bring it low. Open up your hips, knees push out. Grip the floor with your toes. You want as much engagement as possible, always. The more you can engage, doesn't matter if you're using all weight in hands or no weight in hands, you can find more strength, you can find more stability. Plunge leans and deadlifts, and we're complete. Really want this time, I want you to focus on your armpits. You want to squeeze in towards your body. Arms should pull in the whole time as we go forward and back. If it's sensitive on your wrist, turn your wrist out a little bit more. Hold in, squeeze. Should be a really, really engaged body. Your glutes are strong, your armpits pull in. Okay, last exercise, deadlifts. You can join me for the single leg, even if you don't make it all the way. To the bottom. 2, 1, challenge your balance. Sounds like my bell just died. Arms, your armpits are engaged so much that your hands are basically scraping your shins. Three. I have no idea what that was about, but I thought that was really funny. That was our 3 bells. We're done with our workout. Let's go ahead and get right into our cool down. So, take one hand overhead, gently pull on your elbow, and you want your other hand to be just on your side here. Now, I'm hyper flexible, so I could technically take my elbow all the way over here, but I don't want to do that. I want to engage so my elbow is pulling back against me, my hand is pulling against my elbow, so I create a little cross tension. I feel it 1,000 times more with this engagement than I do just by pulling and hanging out over here. Switch sides. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. Again, we're going to be starting up a new class soon called Progressing Past Push-Ups. I'm just picking up the last matters of it, but the goal is going to be to be able to increase your push-ups past what you can currently do, get you on to the next stage of it, whether that's being down on an elevated surface, on your knees, but taking it one step further, doing everything with good form and working all the surrounding muscles. Speaking of, to take the hands behind the back, interlace your fingers, push your hands towards the floor, and engage your core. So I'm not kind of coming here, I want to be pulling down and being strong in. Deep breath. And relax your arms. Now, one arm across your chest. And again, same thing here. I could pull my arm for days across my body, but can I pull my shoulder down out of my neck and out of my ear and pull my elbow away from my hand so they're fighting each other? We want to create cross tension, we want to create cross strength as we come through. Switch sides, make sure that I stay in frame, all that sort of thing.
Connected to low.
When speaker keeps wanting to work with other people too. Don't worry, speaker, we're almost done. And next up, let's come to the wall. We're going to go palm palms down, and I want you to get just a little bit of stretch. Most of the weight is in my feet, and I want to lower my shoulders down so I feel it in the back of the wrist. Or front, I guess it's the front of the wrist. 3, 2, 1. Walk your feet up, relax your hands, shake them out, and finally, just put them together. Let's make a few meatballs. That's what we call it whenever I work with the kids, and now I just started using everything for the same for adults. All right, and shake it on out. I always play my class with 1 deep breath, so let's do it all together. We're gonna go in through the nose and out through the mouth. Big breath all the way down to the diaphragm. Full open exhale, let it all go. Fantastic work. Thank you so much for joining me in this time. If you have questions, send me a comment, leave me a personal message, whatever you need. I'm here for you. Take care.